Okay guys, good morning. This is Dr. Cool. I have a new customer who just located me from YouTube, and she said, and I quote, they told her to replace the compressor and the condenser before her AC is going to work. The reason for me putting out this very video here is to show you the second phase of misdiagnosis. Like I stated in the previous video, that it doesn't only happen in car system, it also happens in medical systems, also in healthcare. A misdiagnosis can cause death, and in terms of car, it can make customers to spend exorbitantly on the wrong parts. So here, I'm going to be doing some sort of a diagnosis, a practical diagnosis on this very car here, and I'm going to tell you guys what exactly is the problem of this very car. In this very today video episode, I'm not going to cut the camera until I show you exactly what is wrong with this very car from the start of zero, so that when you get to car AC mechanic garage, independent mechanic garage, you should know what you should expect, so that you don't spend unnecessary amount of money on some certain components such as the parts, compressor, and the rest of them. So without wasting much of your time, let me introduce to you. First here, I have my manifold gauge set. I'm going to draw the camera closer so that you guys can be able to participate. Okay, finally you are here watching, and here is the manifold gauge set. I've just connected it to the car, but I'm yet to screw it on completely to the car so that I will start getting reading from the quick connect couplers. Now here, I have not added anything into the system. I'm just meeting it for the first time. I'm going to go ahead and screw this very suction in so that the reading can start coming up here. Then I'm also going to do the same thing to the high pressure side, which is somewhere around here. Now after that, I'm going to show you exactly what is reading in the manifold gauge set, so that you can participate and know exactly how I troubleshoot some car when it comes to AC problem. Now I finished screwing it on. Now take a look at it. Let me get you closer so you can take a reading for yourself. And this is completely no any refrigerant inside the system. And when there is no refrigerant inside the system, that means there is a leak somewhere. And in as much as there is no refrigerant inside the system, we found one of the misdiagnoses. You can't just conclude that the compressor is dead when there is no refrigerant inside the system. There is a leak, and you gotta fix that very leak before you start knowing, or at least have some reasonable amount of refrigerant inside the system, and tell the customer or whosoever available to turn on the AC, so you can be able to start taking readings and see if the compressor is in good condition, condenser is in good condition, evaporator or expansion valve. So you guys have spotted the first misdiagnosis here. We don't have refrigerant inside the system. So how do you determine if the compressor is good without losing it, without refrigerant inside the system? That's the first error, right? That's the first misdiagnosis. So the first thing I'm going to be doing here, if you are following up correctly, is I'm going to add refrigerant inside the system. Then I'll tell her to turn it on. Now officially, you know, when the system have no refrigerant, it has a cut-off switch, a trinary switch which cut off the power from sending more power to the compressor so that your compressor don't get damaged. That's a safety feature which the manufacturers actually engineered to put in different car make and model, right? So as it is right now, if you are following up very well, you should know that the power going to the compressor is not going to be allowed, because the system is going to cut it off. Why? Because there is no refrigerant inside the system. That's ingenuity, right? That's genius, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start adding refrigerant. However, the first phase of solving this very problem here is to know where the leak is coming from, address that leak, right? But before addressing that, we got to find out if the compressor, just like the condemned, is dead. Is the compressor dead? Is the condenser dead? I'm also going to give you guys a close shot at the condenser, because there is some mechanical damages to the condenser, which was actually perpetrated by car washers, those guys who use pressure washers to wash car, which is very sometimes detrimental to your condenser depends on how the person puts the pressure or the nozzle around the condenser area. Is going to damage the fins, and when it damages the fins, it's going to kind of reduce the system, the condenser efficiency. Now let me go ahead and show you the condenser. They may be right on the condenser part because the fins, the lower side of the condenser fins are damaged. Let me show you exactly what it is, what it looks like. Okay, here we go, guys. You can see how the fins are bent. Let me get you closer shot. You can see here. But does it mean that this condenser is bad? The answer is no. The fins are not completely lost. Some of them are pushed back by the pressure washer, and you can see here. So this condenser is still not completely dead. Now I'm gonna get back to you guys shortly. Okay, guys. So guys, you guys have understand. The first thing first, I've checked the system, which I share with you guys, and you discover no refrigerant inside the system, which upon that the compressor is not going to kick on. The second aspect, the condenser, which they condemned, that is bad, they need to replace it. We just checked it, it's not totally bad. However, if the customer if after we get the system to work, if the condenser is completely ruined, then I'm gonna tell you. But as it is right now, it's still going to serve. A lot of you guys who are in overseas, you can replace this if suppose you find your condenser in this very condition. But however, is the compressor bad? I can't tell until we get a refrigerant inside it. So that is what I'm about to do just in a moment. So now let's go. Let me add a refrigerant inside the system, and let me get this camera closer. Let me get this camera closer. I don't think this is gonna capture it, but let's try. So I'm gonna go ahead and add refrigerant into this very system right now, and let's see what's up. So when we add refrigerant inside the system, we will know if the compressor is gonna peak. So right here, I want to bring it just a little bit closer so that you guys can see it. So let me add refrigerant. You can see it right there indicating. It's going in there. Okay, now that it's around 100 psi on the both side, that's going to actually give the system, the amplifier system, a go ahead to get power to the compressor to start up the AC compressor, so we can know if the compressor is going to turn on when they start up the car. So I'm going to order the customer, tell the customer to turn on the start up the car and turn on the AC system. Let's take a look at it and see if the compressor is going to come on. Okay, madam, start up the car, please. Okay. Okay, she's awake. Okay, go ahead and put this on. Okay, off the AC. Okay guys, you guys can see the compressor is on. Wow. Turn off the car, turn off the AC. Okay, you guys just saw it right here. No fugazi, this is reality. The compressor just kicked on And just right away, I've just disproved that the compressor kicked on, and the compressor may not be bad. I'm hearing some rattling noise. That sounds like there is lack of oil inside the system. Yes, which is actually quite logical. When the system loses refrigerant, the oil also follows. So when the oil follows, if you go on to topping off your refrigerant and they don't top off the oil, then the compressor is going to fry and rest in pieces in any time soon. So the first thing which we're supposed to do right here, right now, in order to rejuvenate this very compressor here, is to add oil to the system before we start going on into topping off refrigerant. However, the way I saw the compressor pull down the whatsoever the manifold gauge set here, which you guys saw on the low pressure side here, that shows it has some kind of grit to it, still have some get go. So we're gonna go ahead into adding oil into this very system right now, and that's gonna require a special tools, because for the fact that we didn't add oil before I added refrigerant is gonna require some special tool. I've made a video on how to add oil, but there are different methods, and in this today episode here, I'm gonna be using one of the special tools to add oil inside this very system here. And without wasting much of your time, let me pause the camera and get that special tool back. Let's get it on. So from diagnosis, we are moving into trying to get this car AC to work, and officially they have actually said the compressor is okay. The compressor is dead. So just a moment. Okay guys, back on today's show. Now I've just disproved those guys. The condenser is not completely bad, it's still manageable. But suppose she's buoyant, she can replace it, right? It's not bad, because that's actually going to improve the system efficiency. However, for the compressor is alive. I mean, real alive, right? Now, the reason why most of them often say that, a lot of you guys who are Nigeria who are watching this very video, is for one reason, because a lot of them sell parts. They are part sellers, so that's the only way they could sell their parts. When they condemn the one you have, they'll sell theirs to you. That is it. But in my own case, all right, I often try as much as possible to save customers their money and save you guys, especially DIYers, your money, because misdiagnosis can take a lot of money from your pocket. And when these guys are busy billing you, they don't care if you are having bankruptcy. No, they're gonna finish it. They're gonna be the last people who read the Mortal Kombat finishing line, storyline. All right. Now we just started it and it's making a rattling noise. She said they have added oil to it, but it doesn't sound like as if, you know, there is a difference between the add oil inside the system and there is you know, the right quantity matters and the right quality also matters. So if the system takes up to like let's say 400 or 200 and they decide to add about 50 or 100, you know, they added oil, but the quantity is just too small. I hope you guys really understand. So now the bigger picture here, why she keep going back, which she just explained, is that after 2 weeks the system leaks refrigerant. You guys remember I told you guys the system have leak, because if it doesn't have leak, there is no way the refrigerant is going to escape. So, and that is one of the main primary concern why they say she should change literally the entire system. Wow. Now, what that means is because they don't have the prerequisite set of knowledge and tools. Having the tools is not enough, but having the knowledge. And a lot of you guys who are in the Western world also are suffering this, because I've seen a lot of cars that they use a sealant, leak sealant to fix. That's a terrible job. I haven't used that shit before, and I'm not planning on using it. I often find exactly the root cause and get it solved, and that is a long-term fix. That is not have to you know, put the customer in a serious pressure. No, I have to find exactly where the leak is coming from and address it, because the last time I checked, this system here have about 12 to 14 joints, and just one of it can actually make a mess that is not well addressed. But when you're coming to me, who is well equipped up here, and equipped with the right tools, solving the problem is like this. Sometimes it can take days, but once I'm done and I say it's done, we're done. Now, going back to the 2 weeks leak, I'm not condemning the entire system. Like I just told you guys, because the condenser have experienced some horrific torture from the pressure washers, car washers, we're gonna be probably changing that. But for the compressor, we're gonna add the right refrigerant as much as the right system oil, and that's gonna get the system back. When you see the compressor is as active as a very used healthy one, and that's like 150k down here in Africa. So guys, the next thing I want to do right now is I want to get start doing some diagnosis concerning the leak, and that's going to be very much lengthy, and I'm not going to be covering it in this very episode here. Remember, the main reason why I decided to make this very video here is to validate what the previous technician said, why they want to change the entire system. So guys, I'm Dr. Ku, here to save the day. Typically not your regular superhero. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.